Where is all my parents at? Where is all my parents at that are, well, all my parents at that have kids? Either you have kids, you take care of kids, you take care of your nieces and nephew. Where is all those people at that are parents that have kids with disabilities, that have kids with no disability? Because this topic we really need to discuss. So, it's this young boy, which is, he's 11 years old, right? And he's autistic, right? And the little boy had access to a cell phone and called him an Uber and got to the airport. And the parents noticed that he wasn't home, and now they on the news. But let me tell you something. One, the Uber driver ain't got nothing to do with nothing, because as parents, people put their kids in the Lyft, in the Uber by themselves, because they either busy at work or the child got to get to their destination. So parents put their kids in Uber by themselves. Now I just saw on social media where they blaming the Uber driver for picking up the son, the mother and the father, blaming the Uber driver for picking up the son and taking him to the airport. This is my problem with the whole thing that's going on. Why is every time something happens with our kids, right, that we responsible for, we want to blame other people for what's being done? So allegedly, the mom and the dad is blaming the Uber driver, but the mom and the dad should be blaming themselves. First of all, y'all wasn't even that sleep. Y'all wasn't asleep. You wasn't in no deep sleep that you didn't hear this boy packing up, making noise, making a phone call, doing anything. Y'all wasn't asleep. Stop lying. Now y'all getting on this social media and on these news, just trying to make somebody look bad or feel bad for y'all. But at the same time, as a parent, you should be mad at yourself. They failed that little boy. This is what I'm saying. Everybody that's autistic, that got Down syndrome, ain't nothing wrong with them kids. Just because your child is labeled as a label, just because they label your child as a they have a disability, doesn't mean that you have to treat that child as a disability. Because that boy is autistic. How the hell was he able to order Uber? How did he pack up his clothes, get in the Uber, get to the airport? What he was going to do next? We have to stop blaming other people for our actions. We have to start taking accountability for our action. We have to start being honest with ourselves. That autistic young man who was 11 years old probably be kicking his mother and his father butt. They probably like, oh my God, I'm so tired of him. He finally sleep that day. And come and think about it, he could have wanted to leave because he tired of his mother and his father. But why is it that the mother and the father blaming the Uber driver for their son getting in the Lyft, packing up his clothes, and taking him to the airport? That mother and father need to be held accountable. The son that decided to get in a Lyft and call the Lyft and go to the airport, he need to be held accountable too. None of these kids, nothing is wrong with these kids. The doctors, they just want to diagnose our kids so they can get the money. All of this is a money thing. Nothing is wrong. If that boy is supposed to be autistic and he done caught a Uber, went to the airport and tried to go to Japan, nothing is wrong with him. And now the parent trying to blame the Uber driver. No, blame yourself as a parent. You knew that boy was autistic. Y'all knew what he was capable of doing. Blame yourself for what is going on. Stop blaming other people for y'all actions. Stop blaming other people for what y'all kids out here doing. Start taking accountability for what y'all do as parents. Y'all felt him. Y'all heard him leaving. And he probably told y'all, oh, I'm leaving. I'm going to go to Japan. And y'all probably like, oh, boy, please. You ain't going nowhere. Nobody don't believe that. And guess what? And he proved to y'all. He got up, called the Lyft, got in the Lyft, went to the airport. And now y'all on the news. And mind y'all, this is a black family. trying to get sympathy. It's just wrong. Hold yourself accountable as the mother and the father not doing your job. Hold yourself accountable. Then they got on the news how this man walked up to this lady and they was arguing over a parking spot. But the lady kept telling the man to go ahead, and I guess he had vet. And she shot him. You know, she pulled the water gun out on her, and she wet the man with the water gun. So now people trying to say that you know how people always got their opinion on something, but like I said, it's self-defense. If somebody feel threatened by you and they come out and they start spraying you with their water gun, that's a you problem and your family problem. Because why you out here arguing with somebody over the parking spot? And that's wrong. That's what's wrong with the generation now. Everybody not even grown that's supposed to be grown. If you out here arguing over parking spots, and now your family gotta go marry you and put you on a t-shirt over a parking spot because you went up trying to bully somebody out of a parking spot. The world is crazy, y'all. The world is crazy. The world is crazy. And what's going on with all these kids that's drowning? Like, I guess it's a famous comedian or a famous content creator. He's on Facebook, and they was like his 2-year-old daughter had drowned in a pool, right? And what came to my mind was, where was the father and the mother at? Where was the family at? Who lives in that big house that wasn't watching this 2-year-old? Not only who wasn't watching her, how was she able to open up the door, walk out to the pool, jump in the pool, and drown? Like, and this is my problem too. If you know that you have kids that's underage and you got a pool, why you don't gate the pool or put like some type of safety thing around the pool if you know that you got kids that's underage that's gonna go in the pool? Because that little girl life probably could have been saved if they would have secured that pool with safety. If they would, you know, like them little things they be having when you walk past or you go anywhere near it, the alarm go off. That's what they should have had. It's like it's too many kids losing their lives over swimming or being in a lake. Like, I don't get it. Y'all, listen. I can't swim. I can't swim. And I know people be like, well, you know, you should learn how to swim because anything may happen. You could probably help yourself get to safety. I can't swim. So if we ever get flooded out, I'm just going to be gone because I'm not a swimmer. But I feel as though, like, it's scary because you send your kids to camp and, you know, they do all that type of swimming and they do all of that stuff, and then your child at camp and your child drown. And then you get a phone call that your kid not here. Like, and that's another thing I seen on the internet, that some little boy drowned while he was at camp. And my thing is that if you at camp with my child, how the hell did my child drown? Where were the staff at? So you mean to tell me nobody was paying attention to my child drowning? And now y'all calling me talking about my child go? Nah. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I feel like we got to just keep our eyes on these kids. And I know we can't keep our eyes on these kids at all times, but it's a scary thing to get a phone call that you lost your child. Like, me personally, I can never be the same. I would never be the same if I got a phone call that I lost one of my kids, because, like, what do you mean? What? I don't even want no sympathy. I'm sorry. Oh, God makes no mistakes. I don't want to hear none of that. Like, don't play with my kid. But I feel like if my child like can't, what do you mean my child drowned? So what do y'all like camp typically? I mean, what are y'all doing at camp? What was the staff? Is the question. Where was the staff when all of this was going on? I did not like the 4th of July. Hey, 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 community. Hey, 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 everyone. But what do y'all like? Share y'all opinion on that vet that walks up to that lady and she sprayed them with her water gun. That's why I be saying like you gotta leave people alone because everybody not playing. Everybody's not built to be arguing. I really don't like the 4th of July. Because you don't know if it's fireworks or it's water guns. That's why I don't like the 4th of July. And my animals don't like that loud noise, that boom, boom. My animals, my cat and my dog don't like that. My dog heard that noise and he started looking around like, I'm like, it's the firecrackers. Like, but I felt where he was coming from because, like, what the fuck, what the hell is that?